You got to have all the things necessary to sustain civilization on Mars. So now you could only be just missing one little thing. You'd be like, you're on a long sea voyage and the only thing you're missing is vitamin C. Still not good. It's only a matter of time.
For quite some time, there's been a big debate among scientists. Can we actually live on Mars? Elon Musk is a big believer that we can, and he's been saying it non-stop. He's super excited about turning Mars into a new home for people. So what's Elon Musk's plan? He's got some pretty ambitious ideas, and we'll explore how he intends to make Mars a place where humans can live and thrive. Earth's average temperature is a comfy 14 degrees Celsius, but the average temperature on Mars is a bone-chilling minus 63 degrees. That's because Mars is much further than the Sun, and its thin atmosphere can't trap heat well. Speaking of Earth, we're lucky to have something Mars doesn't. A vast ocean system of liquid water covering 71% of our surface. But Mars, it's like a dry desert world with no big oceans. So SpaceX, the space company, is on a mission to get us to Mars. It might be 140 million miles away, but it's one of the closest places where humans could live. But here's the real question. How can we change Mars to make it our new home? Mars presents many challenges. It won't be easy to live there. It has a very thin air we can't breathe, and its gravity is weaker than Earth's, which can affect our bodies. To make Mars habitable, we'd need to change its air by adding gases that keep it warm, like a greenhouse. People would have to exercise a lot to stay healthy because of the weaker gravity. While studies show we could live on Mars, Elon Musk thinks the first settlers might not come back because it's a big challenge. The journey to Mars takes about 6 months and needs 1,000 spaceships and 1 million tons of vitamin C to support life there. Elon Musk firmly believes that establishing a self-sustaining city on Mars is the key to making life there possible. The main challenge in colonizing Mars has been the supply issue. Ships landing on Mars must eventually return to Earth, and this has been a complex problem. NASA has clarified that their supplies to Mars aren't for tourism, but to sustain life on the planet. The sustainability of life on Mars depends on how much we need to colonize it. Mars is a bit different from Earth, so people there might face difficulties without enough supplies. Excitingly, SpaceX plans to use the Starship, carried by the Super Heavy booster, often called the Big Effin' Rocket, or BFR, to transport nearly 13 tons into space. SpaceX boasts the world's most powerful rocket booster, the Falcon Heavy, which makes the BFR necessary. The BFR's capacity will eventually reach 1,000 tons. It's envisioned to be 25 stories high with 42 powerful Raptor engines, capable of lifting an entire Boeing 747. In Musk's vision for Mars colonization, the BFR will propel the Starship into space and connect to a similar booster already in place, providing vital support throughout the journey to Mars. The SpaceX Starship transportation system to Mars is an ambitious project with remarkable goals. SpaceX envisions launching their reusable Starship rockets approximately 3 times a day on average, each carrying a hefty 100-ton payload. With over 1,000 flights annually, each carrying more than 100 tons of cargo, this means a staggering 100,000 tons of cargo will be in orbit, ready for delivery to Mars. This system could potentially send around 100,000 people to Mars every 26 months, when Earth and Mars align favorably for interplanetary travel. This alignment occurs roughly every 2 years, creating a window for efficient travel. While most fuel is consumed during the journey into Earth's orbit, additional tanker spaceships can launch to refill the carriers with fuel needed for the journey to Mars. SpaceX employees are tirelessly working to build the Starship system, and the first landing on Mars could take place in 2023 or 2024. So how will life on Mars really work? Elon Musk has emphasized that human colonization of Mars won't happen right away. However, when it does, there will be plenty of opportunities, including a system of direct democracy where inhabitants make decisions for themselves with simpler laws compared to Earth. Food will be grown on solar-powered hydroponic farms located underground or in enclosed structures. The landing zone for the Starship is strategically chosen near subsurface water and ice deposits to ensure access to resources. Ample sunlight will power the colony through an array of solar panels. Moreover, the refueling of spacecraft will rely on resources found on Mars, such as liquid methane and liquid oxygen, produced using the Sabatier process. You know, there's this cool kind of fuel that's super useful for space travel. It burns really cleanly, and it's what helps SpaceX reuse their rocket boosters. They use nickel to turn carbon dioxide from Mars's air and water ice into fuel. It takes about 26 months to make enough fuel, and they'd need lots of solar panels, about 56,600 square meters worth, to power the process. They can easily ship those panels to Mars in one Starship. Now, about Elon Musk's boring company, it's not getting left behind. They might be the ones to dig tunnels on Mars, maybe to get to the water underground. And for safety from radiation, people might live in underground homes. But here's the tricky part. How will they stay in touch with people on Mars? It's a long way from Earth. They'll need smart ways, like satellites around Mars and relay stations on the ground to keep the conversation going. It's like a big interplanetary phone call. With the Starlink satellite network opening up communication paths between Earth and Mars, it's no surprise that Elon Musk is considering using autonomous vehicles, like cars or trucks, to tackle challenging missions for the colonists. While it hasn't been officially confirmed, these vehicles could potentially transport supplies and equipment, making life on Mars more manageable. Elon Musk's Starship plan involves loading the first ships with essential tools for future Mars missions. Things to build homes, generate power, adjust the air, and get water. So what's next for Mars exploration? The initial unmanned starships will scout for water and hazards, possibly even creating important structures like launch pads. If these initial missions succeed, the next step could involve sending people to Mars in these starships, using them as temporary homes and avoiding the immediate need for building houses. Musk's ambitious goal is to establish a Mars base by 2028, though experts have doubts about the readiness of the required technology. Musk envisions Mars as a potential backup for Earth. While the idea of transforming Mars's climate has been discussed, NASA believes it's challenging due to Mars's limited atmosphere. Currently, SpaceX is in the process of constructing its initial set of Starship orbital vehicles and conducting tests at a facility in Boca Chica, Texas, very close to Earth's core. From this facility, they've launched several test flights of Starship prototypes, with many more tests planned for the future. The journey towards the colonization of Mars is expected to span several years, but the end result promises to be truly remarkable and well worth the wait. What do you think? Will we be able to live on Mars, or will it remain a dream? Let us know down in the comments. Until next time, fellow explorers.